Alright guys, so this is a sign-up sheet. It is going to probably be easier to do on a computer versus your phone, because this is what the template looks like, and that is probably a lot to go through on your phone and scroll over. So, similar to last time, you give us your name, position, etc. The two big differences here are your age really affects things, and your nationality, of course. If you pick a big major nation, obviously there's a good chance if you if you pick a smaller nation, um, you're gonna get to play probably more quickly at the international level, but at the same time you're picking a smaller nation who doesn't traditionally do well, so you might not achieve much team success at that level. If you were to pick like, I don't know, a Romania or something. So keep that in mind. And then your age really affects things. So down here we have the four ages you could pick, 16, 17, 18, or 19. And you're basically trading off potential for, sorry, I meant to make that 185. For, reliability starting point. So the good thing is I want this to be entertaining, so all four age groups are going to guarantee you a pretty good player. Even if you got the lowest 140 potential rating, it's a pretty solid pro, okay? That's someone that's going to play, 10, 15 years, probably play 400 games, etc. The only way for you to get up to 200 is to pick the 16-year-old. Now, you start with the fewest amount of points, and you also could potentially be the lowest potential rating. So it's a risk versus reward. And as you move up, you get more points, but your highest potential rating goes down. Okay, 175, 170 at the highest level. That's a very good player. All right, you're going to probably make some all-star teams, teams of the weeks. Could win a couple awards. Might get picked up by a big club like Barcelona, Madrid as a one of their, even a starter for them. You can easily start for them at that level. But you're not going to ever be, you're not going to ever win the Balloon d'Or, more than likely. It would be very unlikely at this point. But you get to start out with more points, so your career is more interesting from the get-go, etc. Makes sense. You're closer to being anything. The other big difference is I'm letting you pick your kind of attributes, and I'm going to try and post a link to what the attributes do, or not attributes, the traits do, similar to what I did on the positions, so you'll have little notes. But they are mostly self-explanatory. Some, however, are negative, and so I'm going to reward you with more attribute points to allocate if you decide to pick negative traits. So as a forward, if you like to curl the ball or place your shots, right, that's going to cost you some points, right? Those are very good skills, very, very accurate, shooting with power. You're going to have to take 5 points out of your starting attribute total, okay, for the guarantee of having these traits. You easily could earn them, depending on how your club trains you. I won't have any control over that, but they could easily move up into these, earn a couple of these. But there are some negative ones. Play short, simple passes. I'm going to give you 4 extra points if you pick that. Alright? I mean, that's not necessarily a bad thing, but, that's more of a defensive trait, lacks creativity. So, argues with officials. That's how you get extra yellow cards and red cards. So you're going to get extra points to start out with your total. That's 5 points you can put into your first touch rating or something of the sort. Looks to pat. Now, not all of these are negative in an overall sense. Some can be used to your advantage, like looks for pass rather than attempting to score. If you're trying to make a big hold-up striker who, wants the ball launched to him and he's going to pass the ball, hold the ball, draw fouls, pass the ball to his midfielders, that'll create more striking that way. You're going to get 10 points to do that, but your guy's also more than likely not going to score tons of goals. This would be like a Benzema type dude, all right, a Mandzukic. Some big target striker that wins the ball, holds the ball, and is really valuable. He's just not your, 30 goal a season scorer. Avoid using weaker foot. All right, if you have to force yourself onto your strong foot, it's not necessarily a good thing, but you are going to get more points. So if you can make a guy better, maybe it doesn't matter that you have to use your strong foot. Midfielders have the most choices just because they are, in the middle. They play offense and defense. So there's offense defense. Defenders are limited as well to the defensive ones, etc. And then what you do is on your right, you get to put your stats in between 1 and 20, and it should tally it up. So if I pick a 16-year-old, I can't go over 360. All right. So if I went let's just type in some numbers. Oop, I can't go over 20. 15, 14, 8, 20, 19, 10. I want to make him really, 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 really athletic. You see, I'm right at 312, and I'm just getting into my technical attributes. So, gotta be careful. Alright, but if I pick any of these little attributes here, I'm gonna have to tally those up and subtract those from my total. And I'll help you do that, because I know it's a little bit time consuming. But just so you get the idea. And then the other point is, here you have personal attributes. There's no limit. You can make these all 20 if you want, but they kind of affect your character's personality. So, if you want to have fun with it and make more of like a dirty, controversial guy, then you might, put your ambition at 5 and your 20, your professionalism and sportsmanship, and your tipping at 10. Maybe he handles pressure well. He's willing to adapt. So like that, something like that. This guy's going to be probably kind of a wild card, all right, a rogue. So it'll be interesting. It'll be interesting to see how his career played out. That type of deal. So obviously you can ask me any questions. I tried to make it as simple as possible. If you tell me what position you want to be, I can get the time to paste. But if you're on your computer, you should be able to copy and paste these. And then so if you want to be a mid forward, just hit like Control A, C, and paste it. There you go. It's up to you. All right. Thanks, guys.